I want to share with you the top toys that my family has enjoyed, that has never made their way to the thrift store, that continues to be useful, spanning ages. I have 11, 9, 7, 5, almost 2, and I'm pregnant with my 6th baby at Christmas. And so I feel like we try to keep things fairly minimal. I did a video that was all about just getting rid of toy clutter because it's probably triggering you and it's definitely triggering your kids, and that's why like cleanups are so hard. So I really believe in getting toys that are like multifaceted and very, very useful. So I'm gonna share my top ones. I'm not gonna hold them up because truthfully, got a baby asleep. The other kids went with my husband to a chiropractor appointment and I'm up against the clock. So I'm gonna just slip some video up here of the kids doing it or some video of it, but I'm not gonna like actually physically show you because this video will not happen if I try to go gather up everything. But I can assure you that these are all really great purchases and they're all gonna spare your sanity. I really want to tell you that I'm not pointing you to one thing that we don't use almost on the daily, if not multiple times a week. So here we go. Well, I said here we go, but first let me tell you, I'm Lana, this is Girl Teach Me. I have a YouTube channel, but also a blog, tons of resources for you to help you be a more intentional mom. Yes, most of my videos are geared towards newer moms, but hey, I am just here sharing all the things that can just help you stay super focused and intentional on the really good work you're doing as a mom, because nobody out there in the world is going to be like patting you on the back, but I'm here to tell you like you're doing really important work. And I know you're watching this video because you want to curate a really good collection of toys that are going to be meaningful for your family, that's not going to waste money and it's not going to take up really precious time and be strode all over your house. So I really value that you want to hear my opinion. So just now, I've really taken the time to think these things out. And before we absolutely jump in, I have to tell you, because I say it on every single video pretty much, if you're pregnant, I have a link down below, free class for you, 5 key decisions you should consider if you want to change your whole birth experience. Somehow, I have been led into this world of helping women prepare for natural birth, and it's a really sweet honor. I never would have thought I would be this person, but birth is just something that's so near and dear to us as moms, and so I have a lot of resources to help you with that. You might be pregnant and trying to find good toys for your family. So if that's the case, there's a link down below. Okay, the first one I want to start off with is Yodos. I know you've probably seen them everywhere. You may already have one. I will add a little video right here of our favorite Yodo cards. Definitely want to have headphones. I think it's really good idea to have headphone splitters, so maybe 2 kids could listen together to a story. But I definitely love our Yodos. I ended up getting one for each of our kids minus the baby. So when we're on road trips, everybody can have their own Yodo, and it has been a huge benefit. I also really think it's important to have like a Yodo charging station in your home. So maybe like a little basket in a corner with lots of USB cords and just like on a little panel. And so you can just, they always know where their chargers are. It's not an issue whether they're charged or not. This is a great way to give yourself a mental break. And I think my like 9-year-old has listened to Treasure Island, I think 5 or 6 times, which is just incredible. It's so incredible. So another way just for them to be hearing really good stories, but also listening to really sweet music. The one that I absolutely love is by J.J. Heller. It's a 4-pack. I cannot recommend it enough. The sweetest music. Oh, it's so sweet. And I actually like listening to it too. The next one is Melissa and Doug Wooden Blocks. And I know you're like, Lana, that's so basic. I cannot tell you how many different ways my kids have played with these wooden blocks. Just yesterday, while I was doing a read aloud, my 9 and 11-year-old stacked them up and made this humongous ramp, and they rolled a car down it, which then my 2-year-old came and knocked them down, and we had to have a discussion about 2-year-olds are going to do what 2-year-olds do, right? So we can't be mad at them about that, but the wooden blocks can literally shift and morph into so many things. My 5-year-old uses them for all of her Barbie stuff and my 9-year-old uses them to build like castles and things like that. My 11-year-old, who still sometimes likes to do dinosaurs, he will create like dinosaur kingdoms with the wooden blocks. And then my 2-year-old just stacks them up and knocks them over. So endless. Okay, the next one is a trampoline with a net around it. When we moved into this house, we have like a sloped backyard, and the sweet people that were here before got the trampoline installed such that it could be on a slope. So if you have a sloped backyard and you think, I can't have a trampoline, It is amazing. You can. And I like the netting around it. I think our padding just ripped, so I need to go buy some new padding for that. But so much energy can be gotten out. My kids get on it every single day, and my 9-year-old can now do like a triple backflip or something ridiculous on the trampoline. So a really top tip I learned from a mom of many was to invest in outside toys for Christmas, because it's going to keep your house with less clutter. It's going to get the kids outside, help them be more motivated to go outside instead of sitting in front of screens. And it's just going to be like a sanity break for you. Kids just thrive outside. So thinking strategically at Christmas, I know it's cold, but how can I get more cool stuff for my kids to be outside? Next thing is a ninja course. We have loved our ninja course. We actually need to move it up a tick because my 9-year-old is now so tall, but we've got it strung from different ones. You can even do balance ropes. I'll show you a little clip of that too, where they just walk and they balance on the rope, and you can just strap that from tree to tree. You can get so creative with these, and then they can have swings hanging down too. And then you can have little foot holdings where they can climb the tree to get up on the ninja course. So for 2 Christmases in a row, we've gotten ninja courses. So now we've got like this whole triangle effect happening with the ninja course. And I like them when they're a bit more minimal in color. If I had it my way, it would just be like more nature colors. Like if somebody could just come up with a whole business with like outdoor kid stuff, outdoor trampolines, they just blended it with nature. Because I think just all these strong colors, not my favorite, but I'm not going to complain about it. The next one is like a saucer swing. I love this swing. Ours falling apart because I've literally had it since I had, I think, a 1.5-year-old. My oldest, I think it's almost 10 years old. That's that old. I used to have it from a tree. Unfortunately, when we moved in this house, our trees are so tall, I cannot strap it from a tree. But if you can, oh my goodness, a good swing. Does anything say childhood more than just like a good swing? The next one is maxi scooters. Now, the only complaint I have about those scooters is for some reason that back brake pedal part, it pops off sometimes. So you might want to I never buy warranties, but if you get one, I still think it's the best scooter. It's still expensive, but it has held up better than any other scooter, and they will take it back if you can show like pictures of how it's worn out. But my kids have ran them in the ground. So there's like a smaller one, a mini, and then a maxi, I think. So definitely want to look at their age and their weight. And my favorite helmets are burn helmets. They're a little bit hard to find, but they're on Amazon, but they fit like a hat, like a baseball hat. And so they're really snug, adjustable in the back, and the kids never have a problem buckling them on themselves. I've gone through so many cheap helmets, I cannot even tell you. Okay, this is not on the list, but I'm just gonna go ahead and add it. Getting used skates at Play It Again Sports. My kids have loved rollerblades and skates with elbow pads. That kind of has a lot of accessories, but they have really gotten into that, and you can get them so inexpensively at Play It Again. So I'll just add that in. Basketballs, footballs, wiffle balls. So I don't know if you know this, I used to coach college softball, so softball's been a big part of my life. Wiffle balls. They're so great. My kids are out in the yard almost daily playing wiffle ball. Like, people in our neighborhood know us because we have we try to keep a net and we play wiffle ball all the time. So if you're worried about windows getting broken, get some wiffle balls. You can even get foam squishy baseballs and softballs. Those are great too. But that's going to work on their visual acuity of being able to track a ball. Then you don't have to worry about your windows getting broken, because when they hit tennis balls, they did break my windows. So the next one is Legos, but with a caveat. Okay, I know there's so many Lego kits and they can get so expensive. Here's a top tip. Get them a Lego book. So with all their scrap Legos and all of the random Lego pieces, then they can get creative. So like today, my 9-year-old literally made a mug. I don't even know that he saw that. This book has expanded his mind, because it's like 365 different basically ideas and designs for Legos. And he used that book so much, he asked for another book. But today he made like a mug with like whipped cream and a cherry on top, and then he made a mug with like a tea bag hanging out, all out of Legos. It's so good for them. Yes, Legos are literally everywhere, but I have them in one space in the basement, and that's his Lego table, and I've just had to like relinquish control there. I've had to just like let it go. As long as it's kind of right there downstairs, we're good to go. If it's everywhere else, he knows I will throw those things away in a hot second. I have thrown so many Legos away because yeah, I have to have them downstairs. The next one's Magna Blocks. And another cool thing I saw with Magna Blocks is now they have like these Magna Blocks with like marble runs. We have used our Magna Blocks so very much, but you want to get a good brand of them because you don't want them to pop open because you would just never want a kid to ingest a magnet. So I will pay a little bit extra for those. I really will, to get like a really reliable brand where I look at the reviews and they're not popping open. I'll put the link down below for the ones we use. But yeah, they're endless. Like little kids, my big kids, kind of like the wooden blocks. They love them so much. Just don't let them take them to the bathtub like my 2-year-old did. Those are now just bathtub Magna Blocks, and it's really sad. So here are 2 that are a little bit underrated. Like they're just not even like real toys, but something my kids play with all the time is getting a pack of printer paper and some really good color pencils. Color pencils because, well, I guess you need a sharpener for that. I don't have to worry about the tops coming off everywhere. Okay, so like these Prismacolor ones, they're a little bit more expensive. Now, somebody gave us these. I don't know how many tops I have found. You know, they're supposed to be washable. They get on kids' clothes. Color pencils with printer paper. And I just, you know, every so often I'll just sharpen all of them. They're a little bit more expensive, but they have great color. And then getting my kids clean, fresh, nice sketchbooks. My kids have used those over and over and over again. They take them in the car, they sketch at night with a good amber book light. That's another thing I would add, is a good book light, but not like fluorescent colored, like amber colored is so nice. We have like a bunk room, so all of our kids are in one room except for the baby, and you might be like, that's so sad. Actually, they love it. They love it, and they all have their own book light. They all have their own Yodo, and it's just really sweet and magical. My husband will read to them at night. They're all there. We can pray together at night together. So a little book light is so handy. Another one is Duplo blocks. So they're like Legos, but they're bigger. The only thing is sometimes they're a little bit loud, like if I'm doing a read aloud, but the little girls love their Duplo blocks. And then they have like Duplo characters to go. So those are really sweet, and we have used those endlessly. They love them. I don't have tons of them because they can get a little overwhelming, but they definitely are always using their Duplos. Another one is just getting dress up outfits. You can even get like silkies, different things like that. Kids love to dress up in different occupations. And so maybe like after Halloween, just going and raiding the dress up bins and getting good dress up outfits. When I used to live with a family that had 4 kids when I was getting my master's, it was so funny. They would come downstairs all the time and like a new character, a new animal, a new this. It was just so sweet. And I saw how they loved just putting on a new character. So my kids are always wearing dress up outfits, and I think it's super sweet. Another thing is, you know, like at Cracker Barrel where they have the checkers laid out. For a season, I had that just laid out on a little table. I just kept the checkers set up as a nudge for them to play more, and they did all the time. So sometimes I will just strategically set up a little, my dad built us this big checkerboard, which is really sweet. He's such a good word worker. But just having a little checker set out that kind of invites like a family moment or a quick game, I think that's really sweet. Sequence for Kids is a great game that we've loved, and another board game we really loved is Stratego for the boys. I played it when I was young. They really enjoy playing it as long as they don't get too mad at each other. Those are great. And then watercolor books. I will get up and show you this one. Hold on. Okay, so there's different ones. There's Ocean. Oops. There's Jungle. And then there's Forest. Okay. And what's really sweet is it holds your hand, and it's like a little tutorial. So it shows you like what colors to use, what it should look like, directions, but then it actually already has it drawn out for you, and it's so sweet, like so beautiful. So you can see like there's the monarch butterfly. These are the color suggestions. It tells you how to do it, but then it's already there on the paper. I don't know if you can see that. We love those. And then I just get them like a little palette like this that they can keep a little brush in, and that's what they use. I also have some like little individual tubes of watercolor, so if there's like very specific colors they can do that, but I think those are really sweet gifts and little books they can have. And if they're a reader, I can just say, hey, go paint me something out of your watercolor book. And those are great gifts because we make copies of those for grandparents. So and I have them just over on my wall. Little wooden people. So I think kids really love like acting out like scenes like mom and dad. So my 5-year-old loves her Barbies for that, and my mother-in-law got her Barbies, but she also likes her little wooden characters that are in her little dollhouse. And so just having like a little family like with little wooden characters. I'll show you the ones that we have. They're not the best quality in the world, but I think just having something with like little animals or little people just lets kids like create their own world. And then if you have the wooden blocks, they'll kind of merge all that stuff together. Okay, and the last one is a mud kitchen. I don't have one right now because my dad and I built one out of plywood and it fell apart. But when we had one, the kids loved and loved and loved it. And we would go, I went to Goodwill and just picked up like some silver bowls and some extra like kitchen utensils. And then I gave them access to like a little pitcher of water, and they loved that outside. Now that that's fallen apart, they are more likely to like set up their little shop and like pick weeds and stuff in little cups of water, and they have like their little restaurant they do on the wood outside. But my neighbor has an absolutely beautiful mud kitchen that the kids love to use when they go over there, and a little water table in the summer with a pump. My neighbor has the best taste in toys too, and she's so precious. So I'll find out what her mud table is and link it. But you can make your own if you like want a more rustic vibe. Her taste is just beautiful. So she has like a really beautiful mud kitchen. So that could be a really good idea for you. But those are my top ones. Like I would love to hear from you. Like what are the top toys that have stood the test of time in your home? Is there one that I pointed out already that you have and love, or one that you want to try out? I want to hear your top tips because I want to hear your top recommendations. It's called Girl Teach Me, not Lana Teach Me. So I love hearing from you guys. I learn from y'all all the time down in the comments, and my hope is that this whole channel would be like a resource in the comments with you guys giving your best tips, your wisdom, because we can all learn from each other. I think that's what's really sweet. So I flew through that. I talked so fast because I really wanted to get you all of those. I know that, you know, maybe you're shopping for Christmas or birthdays or something like that, and you just want like a little bit more than the Amazon reviews. You want to hear like an anecdotal story about the toys. I promise you we use these things all the time, and they will stand up the test of time. So that's all I've got today. I will leave a blog post down below with all the links to these toys, maybe some different ways we use them as a resource for you, and I'll see you again in the next video.
It's so unnecessary dwelling about the past, 'cause I know that God is good, He led me to where I'm at. Sometimes I feel like giving up, you're giving in, but everything happens for a reason. It won't always be blue skies ahead. Sometimes you might need a helping hand, just like iron sharpens iron, making me stronger, calling me higher. When we come together, just like iron sharpens iron, making us stronger, calling us higher. When we're helping each other, we're growing together.